So if you're watching this video, that means that you probably came from this one. This is the Hide Show Fields Dynamically in SuiteCRM. This is the title. This is the one that you should watch in the beginning because this is the continuation of that video, which is more advanced and more complicated and actually not a lot of people will need. So watch this one if you're just, if you landed here first without watching this first. So where we left off last time is I was explaining that we're going to be toggling on and off just the following field here, which is very straightforward. We're basically just going to be either hiding or showing this here. But what happens if you have more fields that you're dealing with? For example, in this case, when I click on split, I have a bunch of fields that show up. And when I click one time, I have just one field. And when I switch amount here, this changes. And when I switch percentage here, this is also going to change, right? So this is a more complicated setup when multiple fields change, and this will explain how you can achieve the same effect, at least the best way that I could find to achieve this effect. So by looking at the toggle setup, everything was pretty straightforward. We're hiding or showing just one field here. In the case of the toggle payment amounts, what we're going to be doing is basically here, I declared all of the possible variations that we can have, meaning this and this, this and this. Okay, so this is like two variations, so percent and split, percent and one time. All four of these, there's only four that are available. I'm going to declare them here as all of the possible variations. And so what I'm going to be doing is basically getting the labels of the fields that need to be shown or hidden. So in this case, what I'm doing is I'm saying that when the percent is percent split, so that means that when the type, the variation in this case is going to be, and that's what you need to determine on your case as well to make it less messy, is percent split. So type percentage, setup split. So type percentage, arrangement split. That means I'm going to be dealing with these three fields here. So these are the three fields that will need to be hidden or shown. So what I'm doing is for each of the variation, I'm going to be declaring the fields that need to be hidden or shown. So when we're dealing with the percent split, these are all of the fields that will be hidden or shown. And when it's amount single, when it's amount split, all of them are basically outlined initially above. So when we're going through the initial loop that we have shown before, we were dealing just with the type C. So we were dealing just with this choice here in the original video. The next thing that we'll do is we'll want to also iterate through the second set of choices, which is the arrangement choices, either split or one time. And the way that we do it is like with the above example, we do a query selector all, and then we do the arrangement C. We just get this guy and this guy here. Then we iterate through this one and this one as well, very similar to the way that it was done above. And we say if an on-click happens, so if this gets clicked, or this gets clicked, then we're going to get the value of whatever it is that was clicked. So what is the value of this one? We're going to pass it to the payment setup, and then we're going to toggle payment amounts. So then we're going to be toggling these fields. This is the toggle payment amounts is what's going to be toggling the fields here, basically. And then we also check if the element is checked. So if this is checked, basically, then we're also going to get the value of what it is that was checked previously. Like when, for example, we refresh the page, this is already checked. And then we're going to be doing the toggle payment amounts also. So when we go to the toggle payment amounts, okay, I think this is going to make more sense with the live example. So let's say we're dealing with a percent single. So we do, actually, you know what? This is a better example. Percent split. We do percent split. These are the three boxes that need to be hidden or shown. We go ahead and we check the conditions for the payment split. What are these conditions? The condition is that the payment type is percentage, so this checks out, and payment setup is split. This checks out. If that is the case, then we want to show the parent. That's something we saw in the previous video, but we'll take a look at it again. We go to the show parent, and to the show parent, what we're going to be, actually no, we didn't take a look at it the previous video, sorry. So we'll take a look at it now. What we're doing is, to the show parent, we're going to pass the % single variable. This variable here, if you remember, it's this array of fields basically. So when we're dealing with the parent show, we're basically iterating through this, this, and this through the 3 labels. And for each of the labels, what we're doing is we're extracting the parent node by doing this. We're saying, what is the parent node? Query selector all. The node we're after is the one that is data label equals, for example, this parent node. So get me the parent node of this element. And then if we want to show it, we declare the display as zilch, nothing, empty here. And if we want to hide it, it's the exact same thing as the show parent, but we put the display none. So it's going to go through this one, and this one. And in the case, for example, when we're hiding it, we're going to say, okay, what is the parent of this one? Hide it. What is the parent of this one? Hide it. What is the parent of this one? Hide it, right? That's how we're basically going to be hiding it. And just to iterate further is, when we're showing the parent, that means that the conditions were filled, that they were basically fulfilled. So payment type is %, and payment setup is single. Oops, no, for this one. Parent type is %, and the payment setup is split. So this one is satisfied, and this condition is satisfied. So hey, SuiteCRM, go ahead and show us these fields. So that's how we do it here, is we're basically telling it, show parent of all of these labels. If this is not satisfied, so that means that, for example, instead of being percentage and split, this is percentage and one time, then we want to hide these guys. So we do one time select, this gets hidden, and another condition gets fulfilled, and this gets shown instead. So this is my setup. I think it's pretty clean as a solution, so you can use that as well. And I'll put a link to that piece of code also in the description, so you can use it. If you found this helpful, please leave a like and comment your questions if you have any, and subscribe, because more will be coming. I'll be making these for at least another year, these videos. So I try to do like a couple a week. Thank you so much, and have a great day.